They called him invisible, just another black janitor pushing a mop through the gleaming corridors of Stratton Technologies. To the suits and executives, Malik Turner barely existed, a man in blue overalls blending into the background. But when Malik's adoptive father passed away, what began as simple grief would awaken a hidden past and ignite a reckoning that no amount of corporate power could suppress. It started early one morning. At 4:37 a.m., Malik jolted awake, fumbling for his buzzing phone. A voice, detached and professional, delivered the crushing news. "Mr. Turner, this is Northside Care Home. I'm very sorry to inform you that your father passed away in his sleep about an hour ago." Malik sat motionless on the edge of his bed, staring at the framed photo beside Hema. Teenage Malik standing proudly next to Walter Turner, a white man with kind eyes and calloused hands who had adopted him at age 12 from the foster system. Walter had saved him, and now he was gone. Despite the grief weighing down his chest, Malik forced himself through the motions of getting ready. He couldn't afford to skip work. Tuesdays at Stratton were short-staffed, and he needed every paycheck to cover Walter's medical bills. By the time Malik stepped through the polished glass doors of Stratton Technologies, he had resolved to work his shift, then ask Human Resources for 3 days off to arrange the funeral. The security guard, Chris, nodded as Malik swiped his badge. "Morning, Malik." "Morning, Chris," he replied hollowly. The morning blurred past, emptying trash cans, wiping down desks, vacuuming endless hallways. To most employees, Malik was little more than a fixture, another invisible worker keeping the place running. At noon, he knocked on the frosted glass door of HR. Inside, Jenna Brooks, one of the few at Stratton who treated him like a human being, looked up and smiled warmly. "Malik, what can I do for you?" "My father passed this morning," Malik said, voice low. "I need bereavement leave 3 days starting tomorrow." Jenna's face softened. "Oh, Malik, I'm so sorry." She tapped away at her keyboard, then frowned. "You're still in your probation period. Company policy says bereavement leave only kicks in after 6 months. But she hesitated. "Mr. Stratton can approve exceptions." "How do I ask him?" "You'll have to go up and ask personally. He's on the executive floor today." The 20th floor, a world apart from where Malik usually mopped. Thick carpets, soft lighting, expensive art. He approached the receptionist. "I need to speak to Mr. Stratton about bereavement leave." She frowned. "Do you have an appointment?" "HR sent me." She sighed and made a quick call. "He can give you 2 minutes." Malik walked the long hallway to a heavy oak door and knocked. "Come in," a voice called. Inside, Liam Stratton sat behind a massive desk, peering at a tablet. In his early 50s, he had sleek silver-streaked hair and the air of a man who expected the world to bend around him. His gaze flicked up, registering Malik's uniform with thinly veiled distaste. "You wanted to see me?" "Yes, sir." "My name is Malik Turner. Maintenance. My father passed this morning. I need 3 days bereavement leave." Stratton leaned back, studying him coldly. 5 months tenure and already asking for special treatment? Malik swallowed. "Just 3 days, sir. To bury my father. Policies exist for a reason." Stratton picked up his tablet. "Request denied." Malik stood frozen. "Sir, if I make an exception for you, I make an exception for everyone." Numb, Malik turned to leave. As he walked out, a young white employee brushed past him, entering Stratton's office with a casual knock. "Mr. Stratton, can I get Friday off? My dog's getting put down." "Of course, Tyler. Take all the time you need," came Stratton's warm response. Malik's hands curled into fists. He worked the rest of the day in a haze. At shift's end, as he was leaving, Stratton confronted him in the lobby, flanked by 2 executives. "I hear you're telling people you're taking time off without approval," Stratton sneered. "I'm attending my father's funeral," Malik said, voice steady. "If you leave, don't bother coming back." Malik met his gaze without flinching. "I understand." He knew what mattered more. As the bus pulled up, he heard Walter's voice in his mind. "Sometimes you have to choose what matters most and let everything else go." The funeral was a quiet affair. Malik stood in front of a modest crowd, speaking without notes. "Walter Turner wasn't my father by blood, but he was my father in every way that matters. When the world gave up on me, he didn't." Afterward, Pastor Harris handed Malik a letter Walter had left. Never let anyone make you feel less than you are. You are my son and you were born to rise. Malik returned to Stratton Technologies the next day, ready for whatever came. He wouldn't bow. Word had spread. Some colleagues whispered support. Others avoided him, fearful. Mid-shift, Jenna found him. "Mr. Stratton wants to see you after your shift." Malik nodded. Of course. The day dragged, full of hushed conversations and sidelong glances. At 5 p.m., Malik rode the elevator to the 20th floor. Inside Stratton's office, Jenna sat with a legal representative. "Mr. Turner," Stratton said coldly, "you violated company policy. Normally, that's termination. But I'm feeling generous." He pushed forward a reprimand form. "You're demoted. Effective immediately, you'll clean restrooms across all 20 floors." Malik signed without comment. On his way out, security guards and maintenance workers, people who saw him, nodded solemnly. Rico, a fellow janitor, murmured, "We got your back, man." Later that week, a young black intern named Damon Woods approached Malik. "I've been documenting what's happening here," Damon whispered. "Stratton's history of discriminating against black employees? It's not new." Damon produced old financial records, obscure news clippings about charitable adoption programs run by Stratton's family, programs accused of reassigning black children into white families. Among Walter's belongings, Malik found an old photo, a white teenage boy beside a black child, and an inscription, "For my son, L.S. Liam Stratton." Could it be? Damon and Malik dug deeper. They found sealed adoption records, court documents, payments disguised as grants. The pieces formed a horrifying puzzle. Malik was Stratton's biological son. Stratton had known all along. When confronted, Stratton refused to acknowledge him, offering Malik a severance check, hush money. Malik refused. Damon's friends leaked everything: financial records, emails, a recording of Stratton mocking Malik's bereavement request, laced with racial slurs. The backlash was instant. Protests erupted. Stock prices plummeted. The board of Stratton Technologies ousted Liam Stratton within a week. Malik stood at a podium a month later, announcing the creation of the Walter Turner Foundation, funded by court settlements, providing scholarships for foster youth of color. He no longer pushed a mob. He led a movement. And in the quiet moments, Malik visited Walter's grave, sharing each new victory. "We did it, Dad," he whispered. "We rose." They called him invisible, just another black janitor pushing a mop through the gleaming corridors of Stratton Technologies. To the suits and executives, Malik Turner barely existed, a man in blue overalls blending into the background. But when Malik's adoptive father passed away, what began as simple grief would awaken a hidden past and ignite a reckoning that no amount of corporate power could suppress. It started early one morning. At 4:37 a.m., Malik jolted awake, fumbling for his buzzing phone. A voice, detached and professional, delivered the crushing news. "Mr. Turner, this is Northside Care Home. I'm very sorry to inform you that your father passed away in his sleep about an hour ago." Malik sat motionless on the edge of his bed, staring